Hello, my name is Corey Meyerink. I am one of the senior genealogists at ProGenealogist, which is the official research firm for Ancestry. And we're here today to talk about the non-English records that are part of the Ancestry collection. It's a wonderful and growing part of the collection, and Ancestry has done a lot to make it easier for users to use these collections, even when they don't know the language of the records. Let's go take a look at one by starting at the search box and choosing to search all records in order to scroll down and find records from a country of interest. We're going to pick on Europe today, and in Europe we're going to look at some German records where my wife has some ancestry. We can scroll down with these data collections and find a variety of records, including a collection of military records. And if we look at the broad collection of military records for all of Germany, we'll find even more, including a wonderful collection of Bavarian personnel rosters. Note that it says it's in German, but there are 8 million names in this listing. Something tells me that those are a lot of ancestors. Let's choose this collection. And who is it we're looking for? Well, lately I was helping a lady whose ancestor is supposed to have served in Bavaria, and his name was Georg Henk, G-E-O-R-G, the German version of George. Henk. Make a simple search, and Ancestry's results come up, starts listing a number of different Georgs. Fortunately, I have an idea about when our man was born, and the 9th of March, 1898, born in Munich, looks to be right. I want you to notice that Ancestry has translated into English the German data here. The English is in gray, so it's not overpowering, but you can see it if you don't read the German. He was born in Munich. There's the English version of that, in the German state of Bavaria. The Germans would call it München in Bayern, and this way we have an opportunity to understand exactly what's there and what's about the person, what we know about the person. Let's click on one of these and choose to look about information about Georg Henk. You'll notice that all of a sudden the record shows up in front of you, and it's in German, which of course we were expecting, but we weren't necessarily prepared to read. Whenever you're encountering a foreign language record, don't get hung up on the things that you don't know. Think rather about what you already do know and what can you learn about the record. It's obvious here that this record is arranged in columns. Therefore, if I could learn what the columns tell me, I'll be able to understand what information is in each column and what it tells about an ancestor. As I scroll down, I'll find that Georg Henk is right here in the middle page with lots of great information. And if I want to know more about this, I can go back to Ancestry's Learning Center, which I can access just simply by going back a couple of steps to where I first learned about this particular record. Where I had the search box for this record, I can scroll down, learn much more about the record, nicely written in English by the staff at Ancestry. It explains the nature of the collection, the kind of information you'll find in the collection. It even tells me the German translations for many of the military terms that are in the record. If that's not enough, I can continue to scroll down and get additional help from the German Research Center. It tells me all about how to research German documents. It gives me access to word lists so I can look at German records and understand the words in them. And then it even has examples of these records, including these personnel rosters. If I click on this, I'm going to get an image. It's not the one I was looking at before, but it's a similar page. And the nice thing here, it's large, easy to read, and it includes translations. It tells me that this column is first and last names. This is the man's rank. This column doesn't have a translation because religion in German is spelled the same as in English. Over here we learn about his birthplace and his birth date under the line. Over here his occupation and his residence. Over here the wife's first and last name, the number of any children indicates if the person was single, and so forth. In other words, Ancestry has tried to make these records as understandable as possible for people who aren't familiar with the foreign language. This is one of the great tools Ancestry provides and makes it much easier for you to learn more about your ancestors.